On June the 23rd, 2016, 52% of voters in the UK chose to leave the European Union, while 48% voted to remain. In this video, I'll break down why we left, what we achieved, and most importantly, I'm going to tell you what I voted for and why later on in this video. The UK officially left the European Union on the 31st of January 2020, so we are just over 5 years on from Brexit. And we have got nowhere as far as I can see, so we have to ask, was it worth it? Hi guys, your Ellie is back with another video. Today's topic is a bit controversial and debatable, so to better understand this topic, I have structured the video into 4 sections, starting with why people voted for Brexit, then what we achieved, then fall of British leadership, and in the end, my take on Brexit. So without further ado, let's start the video. Section 1. So why did the British public vote for Brexit? One of the biggest reasons was control. We wanted more control.
We will be taking back control.
To take back control.
Bring back control.
Take back control of our borders.
To make our own laws and decisions, not follow EU rules which were dictated by Brussels telling us what to do.
That the European Commission, unelected people, would be able to determine what happens in this country.
And also to be able to do better trade deals outside of the EU.
A new free trade deal that allows us to take back control of our tariffs and our regulations and to do things differently and where we want to.
Leading to economic growth and job creation and reclaiming control and be free from EU influence.
And there will be jobs created in this country throughout the whole of the UK, not just in spite of Brexit, but because of Brexit.
Many felt that free movement within the EU made it too easy for immigrants to come to the UK, so we wanted sovereignty, to be able to control who comes into the UK. We wanted stricter rules on immigration and to regain border control and make our own immigration policy. Having all these immigrants coming over to the UK freely had a big impact on our jobs, public services and healthcare, and the growing concern of terrorist attacks and criminals in our country. So basically the idea was that by leaving we would control our borders, set our own immigration policies and protect British workers. Section 2. So what did we actually achieve after Brexit? One of the biggest changes was the end of free movement. So Brexit ended the free movement of people between the UK and the EU. This allows the UK to control who enters the country for work, study or residence. This has come as a major change from the previous system. Now we have a new immigration system where the UK has implemented a points-based immigration system which prioritises skilled workers, and this in turn allows the UK government to set its own criteria for immigration. So next is border controls. The UK has implemented new customs and border controls for goods entering and leaving the country, particularly with the EU. This has caused increased friction and challenges, and we now have a lot more border checks. These new border controls have led to a large amount of checks and delays for goods and people crossing the border, particularly between the UK and the EU. This has caused disruption to trade and supply chains, making it more difficult to transport fish quickly and efficiently, and has had a particularly significant impact on Scottish seafood exporters who rely on rapid transport to European markets. Because of the delays, some short shelf life products have become unviable to export. This has had a large negative impact on some of the UK fishing industry. Moreover, industries like agriculture, which rely on fast transportation, have been hit hard. Some businesses even found exporting completely unviable because of the extra red tape. So now let's touch on Europe's new travel pass, which is being implemented soon. This is the ETIAS, which stands for European Travel Information and Authorization System. This will be required for visa-free travel to the Schengen areas, which include 29 countries. This is needed for short stays of up to 90 days within a 180-day period and is expected to launch in the last quarter of 2026. This is valid for 3 years and is a quick online application. This will enhance security for European borders, and the ETIAS fee is set at €7. However, travellers under 18 years old and those over 70 years old are exempt from paying the fee. So another new system we have coming in is the new EU border checks, part of the Entry-Exit System EES, which will require non-EU citizens, including those from the UK, to register biometric data, which will include fingerprint and facial images at EU borders instead of passport stamping. This starts in October 2025. This will cause long queues and delays at airports, and also ports like Dover, the Eurotunnel, St Pancras International Eurostar, as these all have high volumes of traffic already. This can potentially put people off travelling and then go on to affect the tourism industry. This will put people off travelling to Europe maybe. Of course, Brexit wasn't the only challenge the UK faced. Then we had the unforeseen circumstances that came our way, which included the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine, which have added to the economic challenges facing the UK, making it difficult to isolate the specific impact of Brexit. Section 3. The fall of British leadership. But let's look at one thing we can measure: our leadership. Since Brexit, we've gone through 4 Prime Ministers. Since Theresa May's time as Prime Minister, the following individuals have held the position. We had Boris Johnson, and he served from 2019 to 2022. Then Liz Truss served in 2022. Rishi Sunak, who served from 2022 to 2024. Then Keir Starmer, and he has served from 2024 until present. We have had 4 leaders in all since Brexit. So let's take a look at the leaders we have had since Brexit. So first up is Boris Johnson. He was the big Brexit guy. He promised to get Brexit done, and he did. He won a big election, so he had a lot of power. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit, which was a huge challenge. Later, there were problems with parties happening at his office during lockdowns, whilst everyone else was told to stay at home and could not even visit their loved ones in hospitals, and they had other scandals, which made us, the public, very angry indeed. And then he had to resign. Then next up, we had Liz Truss. She wanted to make big changes to how the country's money worked really fast and wanted to cut taxes a lot. But her plan scared the money markets, and things went very wrong very quickly. She lasted only 49 days after her radical economic plans sent the markets into panic mode. Next was Rishi Sunak. He came in to try and fix the money problems that Liz Truss caused and focused on making things stable again. He had to deal with the cost of living crisis and tried to restore the UK's reputation. Sunak tried to stabilise things, focusing on the cost of living crisis, but many felt he didn't do enough to fix Brexit's problems. And now we have Keir Starmer. He won the 2024 general election and is now responsible for leading the country and now faces the challenge of dealing with the nation's problems. Let's see if and what he can bring to the table. The big question is, will he try to repair our relationship with the EU, or are we too far gone? All in all, it's been a period of big changes, big problems, and quick changes of leadership. Right now, we're seeing higher prices in absolutely everything. The cost of living has skyrocketed. There is less job security, and we have much lower trust in our government, and more stress at the end of the day. Section 4. My take on Brexit. Now here's where I get personal. So I voted for Brexit and to leave the EU, and the reason I chose this was that I was concerned about the immigration situation over here and worried that too many immigrants were coming to the UK and taking jobs that should go to us, the British citizens. I was also worried that this might lower wages for everyone. While there's evidence that immigrants help the economy in many ways, these fears were a big reason why I voted for Brexit. So all in all, I think we are far more worse off than before, and if I could turn back the clock, I definitely would not have voted for Brexit. Now I wish we stayed in the European Union because of the economic damage it has given us, as well as trade barriers, the high cost of living in absolutely everything, and labour shortages. After all this Brexit disaster, I hope they hold another referendum to vote back in. I would certainly love the chance to vote back into the EU, and I'm sure the majority of you would agree with me on this. I know I'm not the only one who's changed their mind. So now I want to hear from you. Did you vote for Brexit? Do you regret it? Or do you still think leaving the EU was the right decision? Let me know in the comments anyway. I hope you have enjoyed this video and let me know your thoughts on this, as I would love to hear. If you found this video insightful, please do like, comment and subscribe to see more informative videos like this. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.